Hello and welcome to a pure first impressions of Epic Fantasy Battle Simulator. Okay. So we've played something like this before, but this is on a much different scale because as far as I am aware, this game is going to allow you to have 100,000 plus characters on the screen at any one time, and that is obviously on high-end systems. So if you have a medium system, then maybe you're going to have, I don't know, 75,000, maybe 50,000, but just think about how many that actually is. That's a pretty significant amount. If you want to check out the game, there is a link in the description. I did receive a game key free of charge, and I was not paid for this or anything like that. It just looks like a pretty cool game, so I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so at the moment I only have access to some very limited features right now because the game actually isn't even out yet. It is out in 11 days into early access on Steam, and they are planning on workshop support, as you can no doubt tell from the main menu there. Anyway, let's just start the battle and see what happens. This is obviously something that I've not done before because I'd like you to see exactly how the game is from the very start alongside me, and you're going to be able to experience it at the same time. Anyway, so as you can see right here, we have the native roster. You have Orcs, Western Kingdoms, and you also have monsters. So for example, a demon. Are you seriously? Can I literally have a I can literally have a demon lord. Okay. How not to summon a demon lord, I see. Very good. Okay. Let's summon it. Oh, and you can actually make as many as you want. Okay, this is going to be amazing. All right. Let me see. How many should I make? I have no idea. Oh, you can actually... Okay, there you go. 115 Demon Lords. They are currently on Team 1, alright? So this is really easy to set up, actually. I'm surprised that it's this easy. And what we're going to do is we are going to pit them up against the humans, because, I mean, come on. They've got to be up against the humans, right? So let's put, I don't know, let's put like 50 swordsmen. Actually, let's make it 500 swordsmen. Shall we see if 1,000 units? I'm gonna actually give I'm gonna make a bunch of bowmen as well. So let's do 50 bowmen, and let's do 500 bowmen as well. So there's 500 bowmen, and they're going to be on Team 2. So these guys are going to be on Team 2. I feel like the UI needs to be a little bit larger. Is that just me? Because I can barely see these things down at the bottom here. So maybe that's something that the developers will look at or something like that. I don't know. But whatever the case, I'm very much looking forward to this because here's the thing. You can actually take control of any unit on the battlefield that you want, and then you can fight as them. If you can think about that, then that's pretty crazy. Anyway, I'm going to tell the bowman to hold. Should I tell the bowman to hold? Yeah, I'll tell the bowman to hold. And then now we can start the battle. So there you go. There's the battle. Now it's going to start. And there's the bowman. They're firing at the demon lords. I have no idea what kind of stats these guys have or anything like that. So it could very well be the case that we are... Oh my god. No, I'm sorry. The humans are not going to be able to do anything against the demon lords. I think I might have overestimated how strong the humans are. I mean, to be fair, I probably... Oh, no. Look, some of the demon lords are actually dying. Oh, no, they're not. Never mind. My bad. Cinema mode. Oh, look at that. We can actually remove the UI here. Look, you see what I mean, though? The game has such an incredible amount of fidelity, too. And you can see exactly why this can run so many units. I mean, just look at my FPS right now in the top right. I have the settings, the graphic settings, on high, I believe. But you can, I think it recommended ultra. But I don't usually like playing games on Ultra because usually my system can't handle that. But this shows 100% that this game is very well optimized already, and it's not even in early access yet. So that shows exactly what they're capable of doing here. So that was absolutely a monstrous victory for the Demon Lords, if you'll forgive the pun. Okay, so otherwise, let's see what else we can do here. So I'm going to actually make some more. Let's make some more of these guys. Let's do another, I don't know, another 50 of these guys, and then let's make another 2,000 long swordsmen, yeah? And then we're going to get some spearmen as well. So let's make some spearmen on the other side. Let's make 50 of those, and then we'll make another 1,500 spearmen, and then we'll put some swordsmen at the front here with shields. And we're going to make 1,000 of these guys. Okay, so now let's put those guys on team 2. Boom. There we are. And who do you think is going to win? 5,500 humans or 115 demon lords? I'm going to assume it's going to be the demon lords again. What do you bet? Can I remove some of these, actually? Yeah, I can remove some of them. Okay, so let's just remove all of them for the moment. Okay, they have 20,000 health. I did not realize that you could see their health. These long swords have 400, 300. Spearmen have 250. Bowmen have 150. Okay, yeah. The demon lord... Okay, one demon lord. One demon lord against all of these humans. Who do you think's going to win? I think it's probably going to be the humans this time. So let's see. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what happens here. Because none of the demon lords were killed before. Where's he going? Where are you going? Attack those filthy humans, thank you very much. Yes, kill them all. Yes, it's highly unlikely he's going to be able to survive this, but you never know. You never know. Anyway, oh, no, never mind. He's dead. Okay, yeah, that was a bit... okay, I'll admit it. That was a little bit too one-sided. Okay, so let's see what these humans can handle. Let's have 20 demon lords. Okay, 20 demon lords. Let's see what happens. You can actually slow them down as well, by the way. So look, there's a slow-mo where you can see all the projectiles flying through the air and all of the swordsmen fighting. I can imagine what people are going to be able to create in the workshop for this game. Just imagine it. And look at the... You know, personally, I feel like the armor and everything, it's pretty high resolution. I feel like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Seems to be very, very cool with what they're trying to do here, and it's succeeding by the looks of things. Anyway, I can even slow it down and pause it if I want to, but we're just going to improve it to 1 times speed. And so far, 20 demon lords, not one of them has fallen. Yeah. Not one of them has fallen. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into possession mode, and I'm going to possess this demon lord, and now I'm going to do damage with him. As you can see right here, I can literally just do damage with him with this sword attack. As you can see down in the bottom left, there are the controls for the unit. So you have left click to light attack, and middle click is heavy attack. So there's the heavy attack right there. Boom. And all of these humans just go flying, which is exactly what you want. And of course you can see their health as well. And my demon lord is absolutely fine. No problems at all whatsoever, as you might expect. But yeah, that is it. And then you can exit from that, and then... Oh, wait a minute. We're losing demon lords. We're actually losing demon lords right now. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit more and see what happens, because I'm not entirely sure. No, it seems like the demon lords are actually going to die here. Yep, that was just too many humans. Too many humans. They still have 2,000 remaining. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so what about... What are these guys? Oh, these are treants. Oh, okay. Well, what about ogres? Let's give the demon lords a couple of supportive ogres, eh? Let's give them 40 ogres and another 40 ogres. There we go. So let's give them ogres, and that's 100. So let's see what happens now. Let's speed this up. And you can see all the bowmen firing away here. The ogres are doing a pretty decent job, as you can see right here. They're not doing too badly. But they are dying much, much quicker than you would expect. Guys, are you seriously... Okay, that's a bit of a bug. Alright. That is a bit of a bug, as far as I can tell. What is going on here? I'm going to possess this guy, and we're just going to have him... Yes, indeed. That was a bit of a bug right there. Obviously, this is not representative of the final product or anything like that, and these kinds of things are going to be fixed as the early access period goes through. And to be fair, that is a pretty minor bug. You know, it's very easily very easily remedied by just possessing that guy and moving him out of that position. But yeah, it seems as though this This is not going to go too well for the demons, although they're doing much better this time because the ogres were able to absorb a lot of the damage that was previously coming in for the demon lords. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. What about if I possess an archer? What happens now? How does this work? You know. Oh, they give you hit markers? They actually give you hit markers. That's actually insane. The amount of... You know, it's actually really funny. You know, you would think that this game's just going to be, you know, one of those games that's like a sandbox where you could just basically mess around and do whatever you want to do and all that stuff. But they've actually put in a lot of thought to the possession system as well. So, for example, if I were to remove every single person here, I'm just going to remove every single thing from the battlefield at this point. And what we're going to do is we're going to do orcs versus humans now. So let's do some orcs. Okay, so let's have a really, really big fight. Okay, so this is obviously the red line that signifies the edge of the battlefield. So let's say the orcs are going to be like over here or something like that. All right, so let's make a huge amount of units to just fully try this out. Okay, so let's go for 20,000 orcs. Yes, 20,000 orcs. And we're going to go for some orc destroyers as well. So let's go for a bunch of those. Let's go... I don't even know how many I should really go for here. Let's go for 5,000 orc destroyers. Let's go for... I don't know about these guys. Let's go for 10,000 of these guys. And that's it. Okay, now let's pretend this is Sauron's army or Saruman's army or something like that, yeah? So let's pretend that's the case. And now we're going to have swordsmen. So let's have, I don't even know how many we should really have of these guys. Probably like 20,000 of these guys. So let's have 20,000. I can't even do that. I can't even do that. That's too many. Oh, no, never mind. I can do that. I was just reaching the edge of the battlefield. Okay, wait a minute. Let's move them here instead then. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's actually have 10,000 because we're gonna have a bunch of swordsmen with shields, anyway. So that kind of makes sense. So 10,000 of those, 10,000 of these guys, and then we'll have yeah, I guess 10,000 of these guys as well. 10,000 of the bowmen, right? So let's do that. Wait. The other guys have 55,000. Are the humans much better? Maybe they are. Okay, we're going to have to make sure that they're somewhat even, right? So let's do another 10,000 of these guys. There we go. All right. So now we're going to... Oh, wait a minute. I think I may have made a slight error. Yeah, I made a slight error right there. Oh, well, never mind. I can actually rectify that in just a second. Okay, yeah. So Team 1 still has a massive amount, but orcs are supposed to outnumber humans, right? So I'm going to need to do something a little bit different here. So let's get some orc piercers or something like that, because I assume those are the bowmen. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's get another 10,000 of those guys. And there we have it. Okay, so... that's what we're going to do. So now let's see what happens, eh? Let's see what happens. Let's start the battle. Now you can see my FPS has dramatically decreased. So obviously I'm testing things out to the limit here. I'm very much testing things out as far as they can go. And if you zoom all the way out, you can probably... I mean, are they actually moving? Yeah, they are actually moving, as you can see right there. But maybe not as quickly as you might want them to, but maybe they're sorting things out. This is going to be kind of interesting to see. Yeah, here they go. Okay. Bear in mind that obviously if I go to the settings menu right now, you can actually see what I have going on here. So for example, if I wanted to actually make the game look worse, then obviously I could remove anti-aliasing. I could actually change the character shadow distance as well. So if I wanted to, I could basically make it 0%. So that would be a lot easier for me to get FPS. So if I actually just remove that, you can see that I gain basically no FPS. So the optimization is very good, because even if you have those settings enabled, you're still not really, you're not really losing anything. So if I were to remove the shadow resolution, let's actually make the shadow resolution really low, because what I'd like to see is just how good we can get the FPS. So let's see. No, that makes no difference. So shadows being on makes no difference whatsoever to the frame rate, which is actually fantastic. If you think about that, that's really good, because having shadows on is, in my opinion, very immersive, and it does add a whole bunch to the experience. At least I think so. So we're just going to put that back up to the default, and the shadow resolution is once again on low as well. So that's amazing, actually, if you think about it. That is actually kind of cool. Anyway, let's speed things up a little bit right here, and we'll see what happens. I'm actually very intrigued to find out. Okay, so we're gonna root for the orcs. I'm gonna root for the orcs for the moment, because I think it's kind of fun to root for the bad guys. And as you can see, we got the bowmen fighting over here. But you have these orcs fighting. Wow, this is actually crazy. If you think about it, this is actually crazy. It's running at 27 FPS, like literally without any dips whatsoever, as you can see. Like, I'm having no frame rate problems in terms of actual spikes. Like, I really don't mind if it runs at a consistent frame rate. The only problem is if it dips down to like 9 FPS every few seconds. That's when it's unacceptable, at least in my opinion, because that ruins the experience quite a bit. Anyway, the orcs seemingly are losing. Yes, indeed. They are seemingly losing right now. I maybe should have given them some ogres, but I mean, look at their armor. Their armor is so cool, right? I mean, at least I think so. Let's slow this down a little bit so you can see some of the slow motion that we've got going on here. And they've got a lot of different combo moves as well. You can see these big guys with their long swords. They're comboing all the way through these orcs at the moment. And then you could just zoom out and you see the grand scale of what's actually going on here. It's crazy. Wow. Okay, well, what about if we go all the way over here? What's happening with these guys? They're not joining the fight that fast, are they? Yeah, these guys are just standing here. Okay. Well, that might be a bit problematic, eh? That might be a bit problematic for the orcs, at least, because the orcs are actually ending up losing quite a few units right now. And maybe that's because I just didn't give them very good units or something, or maybe they're just waiting their turn, because that's generally what they're tending to do right now. The AI seems to be quite smart in the way that they deal with what kinds of units should go in when, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like they're working in sort of like a wave formation. It's kind of going like, okay, you guys go in, waves 1 and 2 go in, and then waves 3 and 4 go in after waves 1 and 2 have been eliminated, and so on and so forth. So they're not all just piling in randomly and being stupid about it. They're using a little bit of intelligence, which I very much appreciate, because if they were to just pile in, it would make no sense whatsoever, because then they're all just walking into each other and making the game run at a much lower frame rate, because all of those units are going to be running into each other constantly, and it's just going to be an absolute mess. But as it is right now, you can see, look at all these corpses on the floor as well. Look at all the bodies. I actually wonder whether these corpses have persistence, whether they're actually going to remain on the battlefield for the entirety of the fight. If they do, then that is very intriguing. I'm just going to speed things up now just so we can see exactly what is going to happen. It looks as though the orcs are indeed going to lose, but who knows? Maybe they're going to catch up. And it seems like the fastest speed that we can currently play the game at is ×3, which is actually very good. And again, the FPS is not affected. And I know this may seem, like a bit of a strange thing to go on about, but it is true. If you're playing this kind of game, you really don't want the game to run at 5 FPS. That's just not going to be a very enjoyable experience for you. But so far, everything seems to be working very nicely. And yeah, it's giving you a wonderful experience right now. How are we doing over here? Yeah, it seems like these long swordsmen, actually, it seems like the long swordsmen from the human side were just way too powerful for the orcs. Although the orcs are coming in here with their crusher units, and they seem to be doing quite a good amount of damage. But maybe not enough, you know? Maybe not enough. Anyway, I'm going to go into possession mode right here, and we're going to possess one of these orcs, because I'd like to see what we can do. Oh yeah, get in there. Oh yeah, get in. Oh, never mind. I'm dead. Yeah. That's how fast they can die. You see what I mean? That's how fast they can die. So that kind of is pretty realistic, actually, if you think about it. Just going to try and shoot into the enemy's lines right here. I have no idea how much damage the orc archers are actually able to do, but I would assume pretty decent. Yeah, it's not going to kill them in one hit, but I think 3 hits? No? 4 hits? Yes, it will take 4 hits from one of these archers to kill one of those red enemies. Oh, and I died instantly. Ouch. That's very, very painful right there. But yeah, you can see that the enemy is actually using some pretty... I mean, not the enemy, but generally the AI is using some rather nice rudimentary tactics here and there. And you can see that the archers are not running into melee. They are just consistently firing away, which is exactly what you want them to do, of course. You do not want them to run into melee. You don't want them to position themselves in a stupid manner or anything like that. And they are actually employing strategy in some ways or another. Because, for example, what if the archers were to come over here? What if they were to come over here and go on the high ground? I mean, yeah, that would obviously be very cool. I cannot command them in any way, shape, or form. So obviously at the moment, this is basically relying on the enemy to do what it is they need to do. But if they were to come over here, then they would be out of view for the frontmost enemies at the front lines right here. They'd be out of view because they'd have to stand right at the edge here to be able to do anything about that. And that's just not going to be viable. They could shoot at the back line, but that's not going to save as many of their allies' lives as it would if they actually support them at the front line, which is what they're doing right now. So, from a tactical perspective, that definitely makes all the difference in the world. But yeah, it seems to me like the forces of Gondor are beating the forces of Mordor right now, which is obviously not canon, but you know, not bad considering. And I would definitely say that workshop support and just generally this game does everything that you would want from a battle simulator and more. I mean, they really have done a fantastic job with this. And I believe that's it. Yep, the orcs are about to be completely eliminated, and as you can no doubt tell, the corpses are indeed persistent, and they are still here. Look at this. Look at how many bodies there actually are on the battlefield. Absolute insanity. Obviously, I'm going a little bit overboard here. I mean, if you think about it, I went a little bit overboard. But what you can also do is, if you want to go even further, you can have free-for-all battles. So, for example, what if I were to go for... oh, I don't even know at this point. I mean, I could have Team 1 be like, I don't know, what? I don't know, 500 units. 500 human units. And then I could have Team 2 be 500 orcs. And then I could have Team 3 be 1 demon lord. And then I could have Team 4 be, I don't know, 5 ogres. And so on and so on. And that would be very cool, in my opinion. That would be very cool, but it seems like the possibilities are somewhat endless, because no doubt, you know, workshop support is going to make a huge difference as well. I can imagine all the modders, they are going to get their teeth into this like no one's business. And I can imagine Star Wars units, I can imagine Lord of the Rings units, I can imagine basically, well, anything that you can imagine is going to be incorporated into this game. And I'd highly recommend checking it out. There's a link in the description if you want to do that. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.